Polar distribution, the thumb rule of exponential Polar distribution is that it talks about how much time it will take to happen or occur a particular event. Okay, this is the thumb rule. The red one you can copy in your notebook. It will help you to identify the problem in the question, because after knowing the thumb rule of exponential distribution, it will be more difficult for you to separate exponential and Poisson distribution. In the Poisson distribution, what you used to take?
Shubhadev,
Yeah.
Shubhadev, what do you
Go
mean
ahead, go
by
ahead.
specific event? Any event or what kind of event you are asking?
Okay, I'll come to the example. Look at the last one, the last example. I hope it is clear now. This is one of the best example for exponential Polar distribution. The amount of time in month a car battery lasts. How do we find a car battery? How long a car battery will last? How do we find? With respect to a month, respect to some months, 4 months or 6 months or 8 months, like that, right? So what is the event here? Event means the lasting of a car battery, right? Are you getting? Who was asking the doubt?
Yes. So it can be any event,
Yeah, that
like
can be
the
any event.
time when we put the new car battery till the
Yeah,
time it lasts. So that amount of period is known
yeah.
as your
I can say,
the time lasting of a car battery.
yeah. I can say I want to travel Hyderabad from Kolkata. So Calcutta to Hyderabad. How much time? That is one event, right? I'm traveling. Traveling is the event. I'm traveling from Calcutta to Hyderabad,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So that is one event. And how much time it will take? It will take around
yes,
1 hour
yeah.
45 minutes in flight.
Days.
1 hour 45 minutes in uh, means
Okay,
1 hour
yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Correct. So now it is very difficult for you to separate
Yeah,
the
got
two distribution, exponential and Poisson distribution. Binomial distribution you can easily find using the thumb rule of success and failure. Okay, normal distribution you can easily find using that z score will be given in the question. Sorry, mu sigma and mean value, sigma value, and x value will be given, and that will be under continuous data, and you can easily find the normal distribution. Okay, but it will be very difficult for you to separate Poisson distribution and exponential distribution. What you used to find in Poisson distribution?
In a particular time period, how much events are occurred?
Yeah, Poisson distribution, it was in a particular time interval how many incident were happening. And here in exponential, what we are finding? We're finding for a particular incident how much time is actually taking, right?
Yes, bro. Got it.
Got
Yes,
it, the
bro.
difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Because
got it.
I am like honestly telling you, it's very difficult to separate the problem in semester exam. Even I got confused in my semester exam.
Can you please repeat? I just got disconnected.
Uh, exponential distribution part, you got it, right?
Yeah, the difference that you
Yeah,
are
Yes,
the
bro.
telling.
difference between Poisson and exponential, that is very vital part. So Poisson we used to calculate the what? What do you used to calculate in Poisson? You only tell me.
The events occur in a given time.
Yeah.
The number of
How many
events.
events is actually happening on a particular time interval? The number of event. And in exponential,
So,
where
can we say that Poisson is after the event occurrence and exponential is before the event occurrence?
means before the event occurrence.
Means here it is written exponential distribution is the amount taken until some specific event occurs, right?
Hmm.
So it means exponential distribution is before any event occurs.
No. For happening the event, for occurring the event, how much time it's taking? Let
Okay.
me tell you the thumb rule again. For Poisson
Hmm.
distribution, it was how many incident was happening on a particular time interval. In exponential distribution, for a particular event or particular incident to be happened, it's taking how much time. Two different things. Yeah.
No, I'm still confused.
For one event, right?
I'll give
In exponential for one event.
yeah. I'll give one example, better example. In Poisson distribution, I was taking one example of how many metros are passing in a particular metro station in 1 hour. You remember that example? Were you there in the
Yes,
last
bro.
session?
Yes.
How many metros are passing on a particular metro station in 1 hour? Okay, that was the example of Poisson distribution. In exponential distribution, I can take the same example like how much time a metro is waiting in a particular metro station. So what is the incident here? Waiting of a metro. It's hardly 10 second or 15 second,
Waiting time.
right? How much time the metro is waiting in a metro station?
Can it also be an example like the time taken by a metro to travel between two stations?
That is what I said, na? Traveling from Calcutta to Hyderabad.
Yeah, right.
So traveling is the incident here. Traveling is the event
So-
here, right? And
Yeah. So
there,
for,
go ahead.
so for exponential, we are finding the time taken, and for Poisson, the time will be given. We have to find the number of occurrence in the specified time.
Yeah. Their number of event here, the amount of time taken.
Time taken.
Got the difference? Because this is very important. If you have doubt, you can ask me again.
Got
The
it.
number crunching is easy. You can use the formula and you can directly calculate.
Yes, bro. Got it.
Yeah, perfect. Everyone got it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, got it.
So I'll come to the example while solving the problem. Okay. Exponential distribution. I'll come to the example while solving the problem. I've already shared the problem part, PDF. Next is sampling. So you all know what is population, what is the difference between population and sample?
Yes, bro.
Anyone has any doubt in difference between population and sample?
Is sample a subset of population?
I have a
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bro, just give a brief now.
Yeah.
Shubhadeep,
Yeah, go ahead.
is sampling a part? Shubhadeep, is sampling a part of exponential, or both are different concepts?
No, they're different. Exponential is done. That was the concept I was talking about. I'll come to the example while solving the problem. Because here the example is quite tricky one. So in the PPT I have taken that on. Sampling is different.
Can I ask
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
How do we select a sample from a population? What are the characteristics that we see while
Yeah, I understand.
selecting a sample from a population?
So it depends on your activity, on the research activity, or on the researcher. The best example I always used to take is that I want to know the students are happy or not of the online classes. We are doing online classes, right? They are happy or not? The MBA students.
Yeah.
MBA students, they are happy or not?
Oh.
So that is my research problem.
Okay.
So who will come under my population? The MBA students, right?
All the MBA students of the country, or only from IBS?
No. All the MBA students. That is the population.
Okay.
Population is vast. Okay. And sample will be IBS Hyderabad student. IBS Hyderabad MBA student. Right?
Okay, yeah. Because we are just researching on them.
I hope it's clear now. Population and sample.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Next is how do we design the sample process? I guess this is not there in your syllabus. Let me go further. by the main concept. The types of population you have to know. Okay. So there are mainly two types of population. One is finite, one is infinite. Okay. So in finite population means what? What do you mean by finite? The finite number. The number which is
Yeah,
easily
got it.
countable, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So here the example is the number of students in a computer science college, or the number of cards in a deck. So that I can easily count, right? So that comes
Yeah.
under finite population. And infinite population means the number will not be easily countable. The number of stars in the sky, obviously, that is infinite. Clear? I'll come to one thing. What is the type? There are different types of sampling technique. I guess you have to know simple random sampling. What do you mean by simple random sampling? Only this one is there in your syllabus, I guess. So simple random sampling means, suppose my sampling size is IBS Hyderabad student, means IBS Hyderabad, there are total 2,500 students in MBA, and I want to conduct the survey. I want to know how much they are satisfied with the online classes, right? So suppose I am selecting a particular student. Suppose I am selecting a particular student, so that will not be dependent on other student. Selecting of student A will not be dependent on selecting of student B, right?
Yeah, they're independent, right?
So simple random sampling, one criteria is that the sampling process will be independent.
Yes, exactly.
It will not be dependent on another one person. Right?
Yeah, got it.
And there will be equal chance for everyone to be selected. Selection of person A from 2,500 student and selection of person B will be equal. How much will be the probability of selection of person A and how much will be the probability of selection of person B? That will be equal.
Yeah,
Right?
both will be 50-50.
Yeah. Not 50-50, it will be 1/2,500, the probability.
Yeah, 1/2,500.
Yeah. Are you getting the simple random sampling?
Yeah,
The main criteria of simple random sampling is selection of sample is independent, and there will be equal chance for everyone to be selected. Right?
So Shubhadeep, can we say that the random function is a kind of simple random sampling method?
Yeah. Excel random function you are talking about, right?
Yeah.
Excel rand function. Yeah, right.
Rand function, yeah. In any programming language what we use, rand function mane hi simple random sampling method will be applied.
Yeah. Correct. Next come the sample statistics and population parameter. So in the sample statistics, we are mainly talking about in all the sample statistics and population parameter, we are talking about mean, variance, and standard deviation. So those are the parameter or statistics, you can say. Right? For population parameter, we denote mean as mu, and sample statistics, the mean is denoted as x bar. And variance, how do we denote? You all know, sigma square and a square, standard deviation sigma and s. Right? You all know that already. Next comes under point estimation. What is point estimation? So there are mainly two types of point estimation. Point estimation for x bar, or point estimation for sample mean, or next is point estimation for population proportion, or sorry. Yeah, I'll come to that. Yeah. So point estimation, how do we find point estimation? X bar, how do we find? point estimation, what are the things I have to find? Mean, variance, and standard deviation, right?
Yeah.
So how do we find mean? X bar is equal to xi by summation of xi divided by n, right? And how do we find sigma? Means the standard deviation or the variance, you can say. Let's talk about standard deviation first. How do we find that? Root over of summation of xi minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if we square the standard deviation, I will be getting the variance.
Variance.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another parameter is sample proportion. So sample proportion is denoted as p cap or p hat, you can say. So this will be denoted as count of success in the sample divided by number of sample. Means x divided by n.
So, Vijay, can I ask a question?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is a very basic question. Actually, what do you mean by point estimation? I couldn't understand that actually.
Point estimation means calculating the parameters or the statistics. If I calculate the thing, what are the things I'm calculating? I'm calculating mean, median, mean, standard deviation, variance, and proportion. So if I calculate for sample, it will be denoted like this. If I calculate for population, it will be denoted like this. And if I calculate the these things for population, that will be called population parameter. And if we calculate these things for sample, that will be called as sample statistics. Right?
Okay, got it.
These are like typical statistics term. Sample statistics and population parameter. So here is one numerical given.
Subodhip, can you just go back to the last slide?
Yeah.
Sample proportion formulas. Yeah, just a minute.
We are writing.
Yeah, I'm writing the formula.
I'll be sharing the PPT. No worries.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. A simple random sample. This is the numerical problem. Simple numerical problem. You have to find all the population parameter. Okay. Read the problem. My screen is visible, right? Read the problem. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes. We have to find out the mean. So we will add the unit sold and we will divide it by 5.
Yeah, right. And then you have to find the standard deviation. How do you find standard deviation?
Xi minus x
by square rooting the variance.
Yeah. So unit sold. These all values are your xi, right? And x bar is 93. So 94 minus 93 whole square plus 100 minus 93 whole square, like that you have to do, and divide by n minus 1. Okay. And under root.
Yes, bro.
So this is your standard deviation.
We're just finding the mean and standard deviation.
Yeah. That is only the parameters, na? Population parameter or like sample statistics.
Okay.
Yeah. So sampling distribution. Sampling distribution, there are mainly two types. One is for sampling distribution of x bar, means the sampling distribution of mean, and sampling distribution for p cap. What is a p cap? Population proportion, right? Sample proportion. Clear? So we'll be calculating those values.
What is sample proportion? Can you explain in simple terms?
Yeah, I'll come to that. So sampling distribution for x bar. So this formula, how do we calculate standard deviation? This is the formula for finite population. If the population is finite, then you have to use this formula for finding standard deviation. If the population is infinite, then you have to use this formula, sigma x is equal to sigma by root n. Okay.
So, Subhadeep, can you explain that the line written there? A finite population is being treated as being infinite if n by n is less than 0.05.
So
I'll come to that point.
Success events. I mean,
This point you will get to know while coming to the hypothesis part.
Okay then.
The significance level, you can say, how the data is significant. Like what should be the particular value of the value, then only we can say the data is significant. I'll come to that in the hypothesis part. Just remember this formula. From this topic, you will get simple problem, not that much complicated. You have sigma and n will be given. You directly have to calculate the standard deviation, and then you have to find the z value. So mostly in the question, it will be given the infinite population. So mainly you have to use this formula only.
Why is the standard deviation formula different from that of the other one, like the normal standard deviation formula which we have?
This is the error part. Standard error. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at the last point. Sigma x is referred to as the standard error of the mean.
Okay. So this
There
is
will
not standard deviation.
not standard deviation. You can say standard error. That will be better term for this. Standard error.
Okay.
There will always be some error in the while calculating standard deviation. We will find always some error. So now from now onwards we will be taking that.
Okay. Okay.
Sigma will be given. We have to find sigma x.
Okay. Before the slide, we didn't have anything important, no? Like of this sort.
Before that, only the population parameter was there.
Okay, this is normal, no? Standard deviation.
Yeah, this is the sampling distribution part.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Yeah. So now the your z formula will be changed. Your z formula will be, what was your z formula? Z formula was z is equal to x minus mu divided by sigma, right?
Yeah.
From now onwards, we'll be using x minus mu divided by sigma by root n. This sigma x we'll be using. Instead of sigma, we'll be using sigma x.
This is for error. Whenever there's for error, we'll use sigma by n in the z formula.
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, what is capital N here?
Capital N.
So for z value, instead of using mu, we will be using mu x bar, right?
Mu x bar, a notation that doesn't change. I guess.
Okay.
Only the sigma x will change. Yeah, capital N is the number of population size. Small n is the number of sample, right?
Yeah.
Capital N denotes the population size.
Okay. Okay.
In the question, if they mention that it is finite population, then only you will be using this formula. Otherwise, you will be using only this formula. If it's not mentioned nothing in the question, you'll be using infinite population formula.
Okay.
Means,
Okay.
sigma x. Yeah. Next come to population parameter. Population proportion, sorry. So for the same thing we have to calculate. We are calculating sigma x for x bar, right? Now we'll be calculating sigma p cap for the distribution type p cap. So it will be p into 1 minus p divided by n. Okay. This is for finite population. Am I audible?
What is
So P is the
population
probability,
proportion?
Yeah, probability of success.
What is population proportion?
Yeah, I'll come to that point. Wait. Population proportion is the count of success in the sample divided by number of sample. Means I want to toss a coin and I want to get head for my total number of trial. I want to toss a coin for 10 times and I want to get head for 5 times. So getting head will be my success. And what will be my success count? 5, right? So what will be my proportion? 5 by 10.
1 by 2. 0.5.
Right?
Is it same as the probability?
Yeah. That is why it's denoted as P, right?
So always here success counts will be considered.
Yeah. node is in the question. In the question, it will be given the p-value directly. It will be given.
Okay.
So from p-value, you have to find the sigma p, means the standard deviation of this type of distribution, the sampling distribution of p cap. You have to find the sigma p-value. Okay. Am I clear?
Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Yes, yes.
These are the thing in the sampling part. Anything else they have taught you, or in the faculty they have taught you something else? Interval estimation is done or not?
In section A, they have taught up to the sampling distribution for population. Sorry, for proportion. Population.
We started with confidence level, and all that.
I am talking about interval estimation.
So they haven't started that yet.
Haven't started yet, right? Any section?
No, it is not started yet.
No.
Okay, then fine. So do you want to solve any numerical today, or Sunday we can continue with the numerical?
Sunday, probably.
Okay. So Sunday we'll do the numerical first, and then we'll go to hypothesis part.
What is
Hypothesis,
the
yeah.
Yeah.
Subodh,
Yeah, go ahead.
what is the centrum theorem?
Huh?
Centrum theorem.
I think it's central limit theorem.